To put this one in the air, and off we go from Jacksonville. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Calais Campbell on the stop. Now a second down throw for Cousins. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Third and long for Cousins. He's going to look deep down the field. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down? Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage loss, but gain a few extra. He doesn't find a ton of space following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
Let's go, let's go.
Throwing now is Bortles. He rifles one that's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way. Following the interception, Cousins going to let one fly for Robinson. And this throw will be intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A fake to Fournette. Now it's Bortles to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That goes for a gain of 31. Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And put a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll throw again. Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Barry Church. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
They begin with a run by Fournette. Room here to run. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. The 20, 10, touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. An 80-yard touchdown. And the Jags have taken the early lead. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. They got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Extra point tacked on by Lambo, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. And that often runs you into a penalty.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
They go play action here on 1st down. Going deep for Diggs. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Barry Church. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
He finds an opening past the 40. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And it's now 14-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. In the first half, this becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to air one out. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Bortles on the give to Fournette. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
Not your conventional play call, but that's okay. You probe the defense a little bit with some of everything in your playbook. That way they have to account for everything as the game moves on.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Fournette, a first down carry. And he's got room. 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. 6 to their lead. And his kick is good. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, the spin. Oh, now he bowls him over. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Cousins finding Diggs on a big one. 45 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Cousins on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. Lets it fly for Thielen. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe you want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Here we go.
Cousins again. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. Well, they knew who to turn to on 4th down. Their horse, they needed the short yardage. He just couldn't get it.
And that's a surprise because normally that's bread and butter for them, right? Hand it to the big guy, let him go, pick up the 1st down. Didn't get it there. All credit to the defense. Usually, even if they know he's coming, he can't be stopped, and they got it done on that play.
Cousins now from the 50. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know. But all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one. Much more like lead.
Going up top. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 50 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Bailey now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does.
Dante Moncrief, the 30, 10, 5. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Dante Moncrief in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away.